guys. It's super cool to have you here. Thank you for coming.
Great to be here.
I feel like we've caught the white whale, honestly. Like, I'm such a fan of you guys together and individually. And Jessica, you and I have spoken before. And Michelle, I mean, it's just like I've been trying to track you guys down forever, and it took a hospital to get us all together last time.
Right?
So,
it's an important thing.
You're actually the reason why we got back together. You know?
You made it happen.
I don't know if you're kidding or not, Michelle, because I don't know that's true. But if that's, I will put that in my bio. It'll be on my Instagram bio.
You're now the president of the fan club.
So let me ask this. Let's go back to the infancy of the Wreckers. Why, and how? Like, how did this thing come together? Michelle, I'll start with you.
Magic.
Were you living in Nashville?
No, I wasn't at the time. We met in the
We were children.
Yeah, we met in the Kansas
you knew
City
each
airport.
other?
Yes.
We literally met.
We were teenagers.
In the airport at teenagers.
Like just crossing, or were you going to the same place, like camp or something?
I lived in Kansas City.
Okay.
And she was coming through on a radio tour.
And I had heard her music and was completely blown away by her music and said, like, please, let's keep in touch. Let's meet. Let's hang out. And this was before, like, the days of high security at airports.
Yes.
And she's like, I'll just meet you on your layover at the airport, and like we'll have a TCBY and like hang out.
Also the days of TCBY.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So we hung out at the airport, and then I was like, you should come out on tour, and like we should write together. And then it turned into her singing with me on stage, and then we were like,
never going home.
Yeah. And we kept writing these songs on the tour bus and singing them in harmony. And they were clearly not Michelle Branch songs. And I was like, wait, I want to work on this instead of, I was supposed to turn in another solo record. And I was like, this is what I want to do. And it just happened so naturally and quickly. Yeah. And yeah.
Jessica, you were living in Kansas City doing solo stuff though?
No, I lived in Nashville for 10 years. I moved here shortly prior to the Wreckers.
Are you like Michelle Branch just said, let's perform together? I have to. Or like
No, I was actually going to sign an indie deal here, a solo indie deal. And I'm literally in my car driving here to ink the deal. And she called and said, what if we do this project instead?
And do you think, I'm about to sign a deal and try to make some money? Like, to
I
live.
ruined
You're
it.
asking me to take
I
a step
ruined
back.
her life.
I know. But it was so special that I couldn't ignore it. And it's so much more fun with a friend.
So then what do you do? Okay, you've decided to work together. And so then, but what's the next step? You call her, she says yes. Do you go, okay, now we need to come up with a name? And is it going to be an entity, or were you just like seeing? Were you experimenting still?
No, we knew we wanted to be in a band. We had this portion of my show. She was singing backup, and we would have this portion of the show where the band would leave the stage, and it was just she and I on stage, and we would play a couple songs. And so we were like, we have to start thinking of what to call this. And we actually played music for our record label. I was on Maverick at the time, and in LA, and I played it for them, and they were like, we don't know what to do with this. Like, you're wanting to do a country project? Like, we don't understand. So we approached the producer, John Leventhal, and we were like, we really want you to produce our record, and we'll pay for it and do
Did they
this
think
all.
you were crazy? Like, you had massive success, and you're like, now I want to go do a country record?
I literally got a call from someone who worked at my publishing company, and she was like, I think we need to have an intervention. Like, we're really concerned about you. And I was like, no, you guys are all crazy. And then, of course, when it was a massive success, everyone's like, I knew it.
Of course, they believed in you from the beginning.
beginning.
So the first single you guys put out ever, how'd the Wreckers come up? I don't know, how did you settle on the name The Wreckers?
Well, originally we were the Cass County Home Wreckers, like as a joke.
Yeah, it started as a total joke.
Yeah. And then we just shortened it.
And there was a band in Canada called The Wreckers, and we didn't realize that until we had already the train had left the station. So we actually had to buy the band name,
Really?
The Wreckers. And now I wonder what happened to the Canadian band.
Well, they're now known as the Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah.
So they've really done well since then. So, and how fast did success hit for you guys as a performing duo?
In movies, like, for instance, the movie That Thing You Do, when they are recording and then they leave the studio and it's playing in the car already,
Yes.
That's how it felt.
Really?
Yeah.
So it also
was
happened
crazy.
in the Queen documentary where they're like, we're Queen. Now we're top of the pops. And I'm like, that's not how it happened at all.
Yeah.
But for you guys, it was.
It felt that way.
It did feel that way.
It just, once it started, it never stopped.
We wrote the album. We wrote the whole album minus Leave the
Minus Leave
Pieces
the
and My Oh
Pieces.
My
Yeah.
in 2 weeks.
And did you know that you guys had, I asked this question and some people will be like, nah, we just wrote a bunch of good songs. We didn't know. But you write that all in 2 weeks. Did you feel like, man, this is like really special because we dedicated our times to just this project? Or were you like, I don't know what it's going to do?
No, it
did feel
so
special.
exciting and special.
Yeah.
Did you know that Leave the Pieces was like the catchiest, biggest sounding song?
Yes, and
No, though, because
well-
do you remember the demo? I mean, the demo was kind of lackluster, truly. I mean, it was a good demo, but from the demo, you didn't get that feeling. And we were told that many other artists had recorded that song
Little
and
Big
never
Town,
made their albums.
Little Big Town cut it.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else
gosh, there were a
big
few.
cut it, and it never happened. And I heard it, and I was like, "No, you guys, this is a really good song. Like, please, trust me on this."
What
Like,
did you hear
I
about it
believe in
that
it.
stuck to you?
It was just there's like an instant. One of my kind of things that I've always noticed about songs that I love that become known songs or big songs is like when it finishes, you immediately want to start it over and hear the intro again.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, like there was something magical about the intro. The lyrics I really loved and related to, and the melody was so strong. And
the
and the
yeah.
yeah.
You can't like pass that up.
So you guys start playing. Did you go on the road and open for like any of the massive? They're like, hey, come out,
Yes.
and you were like the baby opener.
Everybody.
Really?
Rascal Flatts almost immediately.
Who was
For an
awesome to
entire
you
summer.
guys?
Everybody.
Really?
Keith Urban was great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was really
Yeah.
really awesome. I mean, that time period too, I just felt like it was so special. The circle of artists, we'd all see each other on, radio shows or tour, and
Yes.
everyone really felt like family. And it was such a cool period of time in both of our lives.
It was.
I'm gonna ask the difficult question. Now that we're together and we all feel good with each other, I mean, are we thinking? I mean, we're all best friends. Like maybe I don't know. We cut something at some point. Something new. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Maybe we talked about that at all.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So Jess and I had plans to get together and just write and hang out and catch up, and then this, thing called COVID happened, and put a damper in our socializing. And we both
And
had
also we
children.
keep having babies.
Yeah.
So.
You don't know they're coming. All of a sudden they're baby.
They just pop,
Is that
just
how?
pop out.
I actually remember, I think I wrote you and I was like, I'm pregnant. And you were like, oh, cool. Because I am too. I'm like, oh, thank God. Okay. Let's just keep kicking this can down the road until like we're allowed to, do this.
So at some point, maybe there'll be another Records
I would
song
hope.
project,
Yes,
whatever it
yeah.
is.
We both would love that.
Would like
very
that a
much.
lot.
Well, let me thank you guys from the bottom of my heart because I don't think I would have asked if it wasn't a big deal that didn't include me, right? I mean, we did the show last night, which, by the way, just something for the listeners. We recorded this right before the show that's airing after the show because I was never going to make them play and then come up in the morning.
Thank
So
you.
we're kinda-
Although
yeah.
we are both moms, so we would have
We're
been up
up,
anyway.
yeah.
So we're kind of in a time machine here. But thank you guys because it's such a big deal to us to be able to continue on with that hospital. And
Yes.
this thing has turned into, it's a massive show at the Ryman, but it's played all over and we raised so much money. So I would have never asked if it wasn't so important. So I'm just really appreciative of both of you, for flying in
Yes.
and being here from Kansas
Well,
City.
road tripping for
Oh, you
8
dro-
hours
you
with
drove?
a 4-year-old.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I
you
told them, I
deserve
said,
a medal.
I was like, we'll get her a plane ticket. They
Nope.
made you.
Road tripping.
No, she
I like to drive.
She wanted to.
She got to the airport. She's like, "Is there a ticket?" And they're
Yeah.
like, "No, I'm sorry." Ah, crap. Oh, no. So, does it fit like a glove when you guys try to sing it? Is it easy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like hair on your arms stand up. It's just back, like no time has passed.
Exactly.
Well, I can't wait till tonight. / last night was awesome.
Yeah. So good.
No pressure.
And we just can't wait to hear what you guys have in store. And it's so nice to meet both of you in person.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Just have been a
Thank you.
massive fan of both of you as a unit, individually. I don't know, Amy, anything for Michelle, for Jess? I say
I'm-
Jess, but Jessica. She called her Jess. Now I'm like, I'm the nerd that doesn't know her well enough to call her Jess.
My friends call me
I
Jess.
mean, my comment was that I'm just kind of geeking out to see y'all perform tonight, but it's actually tomorrow. So,
Yeah, so last night was awesome.
so I feel like yes, the hair on my arms are gonna stand up.
No.
So
You haven't heard background vocals like you're going to hear tonight.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of a kind.
No,
one
I'm
of a
ready
kind.
for it.
No, I'm kidding. It's going to be great. Okay, there they are. The Wreckers. It's Michelle and my friend Jess, by the way,
Yes.
in
Yeah.
case you didn't know. And we'll be very excited to hear whatever you guys have in store for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, and let's clap them out. They're the Wreckers, everybody.
It's a Bobby Bones show.